to another episode of the Never Wears podcast. I'm your host, Tom Brown, joined as always by my brother Jack. And Jack, it's a late one. We got started a little late tonight, but we decided we needed to talk. Um, I'm getting distracted. Your camera is going bonkers. I don't know if you
Tom,
have
my
some
camera's
sort.
not moving, and I don't know if that's affecting the low energy on your intro there, but wow, if you didn't tell the crowd it was a late one, your tone and volume would suggest
Well,
Tom
Jack,
is doing this right outside his daughter's room as they try to sleep.
I am upstairs and everyone is trying to sleep. So yes, that was low energy. That's why I took my earbud out to see, am I loud or am I not loud enough?
Oh my
But anyways,
gosh.
so what we wanted to talk about, so we are pretty invested. Although the Celtics are out, we're watching a lot of NBA playoffs.
We like it.
And last night, something kind of major happened that isn't going to end up causing too much of a problem, but Victor Wembanyama just went off, hauled off and whacked Naz Reid with an elbow and was ejected in the second quarter. It does matter in the fact that the Spurs lost the game, and now it's a 2-2 series. And, you know, you don't want to throw away games in a playoff series, especially against a playoff tested team that if they win two more games is about to be in their third straight Western Conference Finals.
hmm the way he left the court, I feel like it fired the Spurs up. They were down, and then they made a little run to take the lead back. But yeah, taking your best player off the court, and I'm surprised that he's not getting any more games. But taking him off the court, um, I don't know. I kind of feel like played right into Naz Reid's game plan.
Yeah, you wonder if they went in saying let's try and get under his skin, and it worked if that was a
Sure
plan.
did, because that was
Uh,
as blatant an elbow,
mhm.
and Reggie Miller is as big an advocate for 90s style defense as anybody. Just he saw it and he was like, "Oh no, that's a flagrant." And then I didn't forget who it was, but they were like, "That's going to be a flagrant too," and he got ejected. But like we said, no further suspension, and he'll be back next game.
So, which is good for the Spurs, um, and probably, just good for basketball. No one wants to see that. But that is by far the most intriguing series. I shouldn't say by far, but
Well, one of them
because
is
the
already over.
yes, and well, essentially two are. Um, but the Wolves won a game in San Antonio with Wemby playing, so they are not afraid of anyone. I love
No,
watching the Wolves.
they don't care. They don't care who you are, and they do well in the playoffs. They know who's going to get the bulk of their points, and then the rest of the team just plays basketball.
Yeah, yeah. It and that's a good segue into I love Ant Edwards and he is it's a funny thing. If you look at kind of how the MVP has gone the last couple of years, between Jokic, SGA, Embiid, Luca, is Ant and now Wemby. Is Ant the best American basketball player right now?
Wow,
You got
pretty heavy
Brunson.
question.
Brunson's still playing. Tatum at full strength was his big gripe in the 2024 Olympics was he was the only first team all NBA player on the team and he wasn't playing. But um but he's hurt, he's coming back, so it can't be him right now. Kawhi's getting up there, LeBron's obviously up there. Like who else is better than him that's an American? Cade's having a great year. Cade had a great year.
Um, Jalen Brown, did you mention him? He's pretty good.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's as good as Ant though.
I think that he has a better chance to win the MVP than Ant this does this year.
Yeah, Ant missed a lot of games though. I don't think Ant's eligible. I'm just saying Ant scored like 38 points or 39 points, and he just completely took over that game. And when he gets on a heater like that, there's really not anyone quite like him.
Dang. I mean, yeah, I like the way they play for sure. They're a nasty basketball team. You might be right there. I mean, I'm not going to fight you on it.
Hey, can you do something for me?
Yeah.
Can you go to the button on your Zoom screen that says more? You're gonna watch the YouTube video. I'm not taking this out either. You're gonna watch the YouTube video and you're gonna see what I'm saying, and then go to settings and video and effects, and then there's a button that says auto framing. Is that turned on?
No.
What the hell? Weird. I'm telling you, Jack, you're going side to side. Um, but I guess we're just gonna have to deal with it. Luckily, it's mainly an audio medium. Um, anyways, so yeah, that series is good, and I don't care if it goes seven. It's gonna go six, so it's gonna be a long series regardless. Um, and then the other one I wanted to talk about was we're a week out now. The Knicks swept the Sixers off the face of the earth to the point where I don't think you can run back Embiid and Paul George and VJ Edgecombe and Kelly Oubre and Tyrese Maxey. Like one of the big guys has to go, as in George or Embiid.
Yeah. Tom, to be honest with you, this conversation is a week overdue because it's the exact same conversation starter you'd have had this Celtics beat them 3-1.
No,
They just
totally,
happened to
totally.
shit the bed. And the
But we
Knicks,
had,
I mean, the Knicks are an absolute wagon right now. I think you skeeted that out there into the atmosphere. Um, they're going to be a tough team to stop. Even Cleveland or Detroit is going to have their hands full stopping the Knicks right now.
yeah, and the reason we didn't have this a week ago is because we had to seriously consider questions about the Celtics because they blew
Yep.
that lead. But some things, the main thing I noticed is the Celtics lost three in a row there, and Joel Embiid looked incredible. Um, the Knicks just said, "That's great, Joel. We're gonna make you play defense." The guy you're guarding is going to set a pick on one of our guards or wings, and you're going to have to play defense, something the Celtics didn't do.
Yeah,
Um,
they tried to hunt, but they were hunting the wrong matchups in that series. Not to relitigate the Celtics
no, but
series,
it's just
but you'd
you
have
look
to
at it.
imagine, Tom, you'd have to imagine the Celtics give the Knicks a better run in the second round.
So that's I'm glad you're bringing this up because in my mind, everyone we're associated with in any group chat, and I'm sure people calling into 98.5 The Sports Hub are saying the Celtics would have lost in four, and I just don't think so. I think they match up better. I think those two teams are kind of built to face each other, and I think it was nothing short of just like what we said last week, just an all-time collapse by the Celtics. It was just a big, epic collapse. And had they just, hindsight, closed it in five games, like you think they would up 13 in the second half, this Knicks series is a whole different ball game. There's no way it's a sweep either way.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the Celtics match up a little better. Um, I bet the NBA is probably a little bummed that the two big markets they got in the East was an absolute wash. The games were over by midway through the third quarter in all four instances. Um, so I mean, I don't know. I like I said earlier, the Knicks, it's crazy for me right now to say that I hope they come out of the East, but I really do. I mean, I like Detroit and the way they play, but I'm kind of digging watching this Knicks team play basketball.
Oh, see, yeah, I'm just, the animosity levels for me was, I actually did want the Knicks to beat the Sixers. And now I still don't like watching Karl Towns or Jalen Brunson play basketball. So
Mm.
um, I want it to be the Pistons because I have no animosity built up against them. They
You
haven't
picked the Cavs.
played. I picked the Cavs, and then game two happened, and I was like, I picked the James Harden team. What am I doing?
You
Um,
did say that. You did say that last series. Like, I can't believe I just picked a Harden team.
yeah,
Forty-five,
and then
43 right now.
it bore out in that second game. There was a pretty damning clip of Harden going to the hoop and stopping and turning around and going to the um, 3-point line where he could have just taken a layup or drawn a foul. Like it was pretty clear path. And I saw some people grabbing that saying, didn't Terry Rozier get arrested for this? Um, but that was just kind of him in the playoffs summed up. Like he's having a decent start tonight, but I don't know. I don't, I don't, it's a want more than I think it's definitely going to happen because, like you said earlier, I think the Knicks probably,
Didn't the Pistons beat the Knicks like 9 out of 10 games they played this year? It was some like historic thumping.
maybe. Um, I, I was wondering that earlier. I probably should have looked it up, but um, Knicks Pistons season series was, yeah, they swept them 3-0.
Hmm.
So, um,
10 times. It's not baseball series. What am I thinking?
yeah, I let that just go. I had a feeling it wasn't that many, but then I started thinking, I don't know what this
They play
playing
82
turn.
games. 8% of their games are against the Knicks.
Um, what is it? The mid-season in-season tournament. I don't know. I was like, it could be two more. What do I know? But um, the
That
Knicks
was also
air.
terrible math I just did. 10 games out of 82 is a lot more than 8%.
Yeah, we're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll.
We're
It
talking basketball. We're not talking equations here.
right. Well, this isn't fraction fireworks on our gateway. Um,
So that's a deep cut.
yeah, I didn't know fractions, so mom had to buy me a CD-ROM to learn them, and it didn't help. Still struggled. I just
You can't
fractions
put
never worked for me.
software to help me learn on the same machine that plays backyard baseball. It's just not going to happen.
And had the Sable pictures.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
so let's see. We talked about what, three of the four, or should we talk? Here's a question.
You don't have to.
Are the Thunder gonna lose a game? Or are they gonna go what what's his name said fo. Who was that? Moses Malone.
I don't know. I mean, we
Like,
talked about the Thunder getting one or getting swept or sweeping the Lakers, and I said I'm sure the Lakers will get one. And boy, it just doesn't look like the Lakers are going to get one. They play their game four tonight after we podcast here, but oh man, they look overmatched.
yeah, that's one way to put it. I think they're just, you know, the best team, the best player on the Lakers team isn't playing.
Yeah,
And then
Bronny.
so far, Chet and SGA have been by far the best two players in the series. Um, so yeah, I don't like the look of it for the Lakers. I wouldn't be surprised though if the NBA is like, I don't know if we can have two sweeps. That's a lot of dead air.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they care. I like the fact that the NBA plays their playoffs at almost like a NHL pace, where it's one every other night.
Yeah. Um, I'm actually excited for like tomorrow to have one game on the schedule because that late game, like tonight's game starts at 10:30 Eastern.
It's a tough one to watch. Well, it does take place from Los Angeles.
Yeah, I get it, and it all makes sense, but at the same time, I'm a little like, I'm not even up for tip. So thank God for League Pass and all possessions.
Sure, sure. I probably won't get many minutes logged watching tonight's contest.
Yeah.
To be
But
honest, I've aside from game one and game three, I did not watch a second of game two in the Pistons Cavs series, and I've yet to turn it on tonight.
yeah, I've been monitoring. The end of one of them was really good. Last 2 nights ago, I think. I
Yeah,
got sucked in or game two, I forget. But I think where other than my prediction being wrong, I think we what we want is Spurs, Thunder, and Pistons, Knicks.
sure.
I mean, that's obviously chalk, but if the Celtics aren't going to be in it, um, it do you think there's any chance the winner of the finals doesn't come from the West?
Sure. If the Knicks keep playing the way they're playing,
Yeah. Actually,
the
I
Knicks
wonder
are
if it's
obliterating the teams they play, Tom.
yeah, but I'm wondering right now, is it one of those situations that you see it in baseball quite often? They're going to be off for like a week because
Yeah.
this unless the Pistons win the next two, then maybe they start Sunday. I don't know exactly what the schedule would be, but that would be a full week for the Knicks, where sure they'll be rested, but I don't know. Sometimes don't you want to just go and play in 2 days?
Yeah, true. Especially now that they're super hot.
Um, so
If the
I just
Pistons advance, right, and they come out and they thump the Pistons in game one, then it's like look out Thunder almost. Because at this point, unless Wemby does some off the chain type stuff in the West Finals, I just don't see how the Thunder are not going to the NBA Finals.
yeah, and even with Jalen Williams being hurt, Chet has been so much better that now like Wemby's a freak and Wemby's gonna do Wemby stuff. You still have like a 7 footer to throw at him who's good at defense in
Yep.
Chet. So and they have the same build. So
Give or
you don't
take
have
4 inches, but yeah,
no, but I mean like girth wise.
they both weigh 135 pounds.
Exactly.
No, he weighs 208. My son is 7 and weighs 104 pounds. He is half the size of Chet Holmgren already.
That's insanity that that's how big Johnny is. Unbelievable. He like there's no reason. I don't think you guys are planning on this or what your plan was, but like Pop Warner football is out for him. He'd be playing with eighth graders.
I know.
Like I'll throw him some, get him to learn the route tree. You and Tim can run him through some board drills, and then
Yeah.
we'll just he'll if you guys want him to play, he wants to play in high school, then he can go in with some skills, but it's not being honed
No, he's
before.
not.
There's no way.
He's picked a different sport anyways.
Yeah, he is. I I'm not even gonna give him flack. I was the exact level of obsessed with baseball at that age. So um,
Yeah.
that was Jack. Where Johnny is right now was Movan in 1995 for me.
I have done the timeline in my head. I know exactly where I was. I'm a little ahead of him
Uh,
for Movon, but yeah. And then next year when you turn 8, when Johnny's 8, that's Nomar's rookie season. And
yeah, and
then
Nomar
just
and
all the
Clemens
lights in the
is
room turn on for us.
yes. That's when we start writing letters to Major League Baseball's headquarters saying, "Can we pay for every Red Sox game from 1996 to 2004?"
Mm.
There, there are two men that he has to see every pitch and every swing of. All right, so yeah, we already started shifting towards baseball. So why don't we take a quick break and then we will start talking about our favorite, least favorite team, the Red Sox.
Mm.
All right, Jackie. So we are gonna talk about the Red Sox, and I know you really want to. because they're just giving us so much joy. They just lost to the Rays 2 out of 3.
Would have been 3 out of 4.
And huh?
Would have been 3 out of 4.
Yeah, they got rained out, so that helped them.
Rescheduled
Um,
back to July 17th, 2026.
oh yeah, but you can't watch that day because that's the day the Odyssey comes out.
Yeah,
Um,
is it really?
yep.
Interesting.
So
Also,
we,
something else happens that day, but whatever.
yeah, Jack, we know the first number of your age flips a digit.
That's right.
Um, so Pete Abraham had a story in the Globe today, and I actually had been thinking this just from watching the Red Sox. And he was saying, what should the Red Sox do with Trevor Story at this point, at this juncture? Because I have his baseball yeah, I have it up. It's baseball
Me too.
reference. Oh, it's not pretty. He has a point
No,
.1 WAR, so he's replacement level. His batting average is a slick 200.
Mendoza
His
line.
on base percentage is 260, 236, and he's slugging 284. He is 52% worse than league average OPS plus wise. He's signed through 2027. So Jack, what
Hmm.
Peter Abraham and his defense is bad. He's rating out as a below average shortstop.
Yep.
Is it You're changing everything. Is it time to say, Marcelo Meyer, go play some shortstop? Let's see what we have because we need to plan for further than 2027 with Trevor Story.
Um, I think we've already passed that time. Uh, I don't know. He had his majestic dream season since being a part of the Red Sox last year, where he played 157 games, which for a guy who's been as hurt, there's nothing to scoff at there. He did hit 263 and have 25 homers. Um, but even that is not what you expected when they moved from Bogarts to Story. And they said the whole first year, like, oh, he's going to come in and play second. Bogarts isn't going anywhere. Similar to the Devers is going to be our third baseman. Um, and it just it just hasn't worked out. I mean, you said you have his baseball reference page up. Since he's joined the Red Sox, he has uh like a combined 10 WAR.
Oh, I didn't even see
Um,
that first year. Yeah.
he he just hasn't been
2.9.
it. He's not worth his contract, really. He's deteriorating right in front of our eyes this season defensively, at least for the last 2 years, especially 24 before he got hurt. He was like the defensive anchor of that team, albeit for 25, 26 games, whatever he played. But that is what I've seen that has been harder to watch than anything is the errors at shortstop. And he got bailed out with somebody calling them a hit the other night, and not giving him an error. But he's been tough to watch, and offensively, it's just not there. I mean, he's striking out so often.
Well, luckily, Jack, they track those things. So if you wanted to know that, he is striking
Oh, he
out.
has 55 strikeouts in 38 games.
Well, he's striking out 33.3% of the times, means every time he goes up there, there's a 1 in 3 chance he's striking out. But
Yikes.
he's not that Mike Trout level 3 true outcomes because he is not hitting homers or
He's
walking.
got two homers, and he has 7 walks.
It's
55 to 7 is his strikeout to walk split.
so the article also mentioned, of course, because probably your journalistic duty, but John Henry owns the Globe. They had to mention that after game 59 last year, he got hot. Um, so something that happened for 4 months we're just gonna trust as this is just gonna happen again? Is that the strategy? Or is it this is a name that people know and we're too afraid to do it? Because it doesn't seem like Breslow should be afraid of anything at this point.
And he fits the criteria of being on the Red Sox before Breslow was there. So I'm sure
Yeah.
Breslow has a low opinion of him.
And he was the one guy who, in to reporters, to the media, said, I want to have a longer conversation with him after the firings, which I'm
I
sure
think
just
he's a
didn't sit
clubhouse
well.
leader. I think he's a
Oh no,
clubhouse leader for sure.
I'm saying in terms of Craig, it probably didn't sit well with him.
Well, I mean, not to back up our boy, but 200, 236, 284, a 2-2-2 split, Tom, isn't going to win you a division anytime soon.
It's and
It's
I
funny to
understand.
say. And
Yeah,
baseball is a hard game, and I am not piling on somebody who's going through it. But goodness gracious.
it's not good. Um, Yikes. I don't get it. I don't I don't get why guys like this have a long leash. It's like David Ortiz batted under
Their
200
money,
for a
their
I
contract,
know.
Tom. So you do know Chris Davis went 0 for 84 and started every night.
Yeah, but who'd he break that streak against?
I remember the game.
Um, so no, I get that and all this, but it's like if you're gonna go overhaul the coaching staff, you're gonna say things aren't going right. It's like sit him for 3 days. Just do that.
I think I think the uh Marcelo Meyer blockage is what's really bumming me out right now, just
I
because
mean,
he came up last year and played amazing at third base, like really well defensively at third base. And for the most part, he's been playing really solid second base this year. And he's not a third baseman or a second baseman.
well, that's the thing. If you go around the horn, Durbin is grading out as one of the best third basemen.
He's a ball
Your
player. I like Caleb
your
Durbin.
boy, your boy. Meyer, Contreras, you have no complaints about them. And then the outfield, forget about it. Balls don't drop.
I would say Wilson Contreras is one of the stronger defensive first basemen in the league too,
Yeah, I'm saying everywhere else. So
except for the most important position on the field, which is shortstop.
Chad Tracy was like, being up here now and being in it for a little bit, all I can think is, damn, we can catch the ball.
Yeah,
But
for the most
there's one
part.
guy. There's one guy who's below average. Like, I'm not worried about, whether it's Anthony or Duran in left field, especially in Boston. Manny played it and played it fine. It's not a make or break crazy, like,
Manny was a career 315 hitter with over 500 home runs.
yeah,
To be honest, Manny playing it fine. He made some of the dumbest mistakes of all time. It was overshadowed by his bat.
yeah, but he would
I would
transfer that ball off
say,
the wall.
I, I would say that from 1939 to, to like recent times, they have had poor fielding left fielders who have made up for it with their bat, with the
Well,
exception of Yastrzemski.
that's what your bat is for. I mean, that's what your left
Sure.
fielder is for the Red Sox. Um, yeah, I'm at the point now where I'm in they they also brought up the is it Franklin Arias? Is that the top prospect? Um,
According to the show, yeah.
well, he is playing very well in AAA right now,
Yeah.
and or is it Double A? Whatever A he's in. He's playing very well in the minors right now. And 2026 in Double A, he is hitting 366, 383, 456. So the that adds to the question of are we looking towards the future here, or are you gonna try and convince yourself that something is actually going to happen when you're 9.5 games out of first place on May 11th?
So the entire major leagues right now aren't doing great in terms of record. And last year they got hot in the summer. So yes, I do think there's still a bunch of self-serving, hey, we're just, a sweep away from being back in this thing. Whether they can play consistent enough like they did in Detroit last week to do that, I just don't think is possible. Like on Thursday night when they started the series against the Rays, I texted you the Rays are better in almost every single aspect of baseball than the Red Sox.
And oddly enough, that was the game they won. And then did they?
No, Thursday they lost. They won Friday night.
Oh.
They got the shutout by Connolly early.
Mm. But yeah, and well there's a team that's at the top of the American League East right now. And then they played the Yankees, and I'm pretty sure they scored 2 runs.
Yeah, Yankees really walloped them.
So, you know, that's them matched up against the top team. So I'm just personally, I'm not seeing it. Uh, and then other things. Let's see. Roman Anthony's eligible to come off the IL on Friday, but
You know,
still
Tom,
weren't
I
asked.
hate to do sophomore slump type stuff, but
Hmm.
he's probably going to need to flip a switch.
You know, I also feel like you shouldn't put the weight of the franchise on a second year player who hadn't played
Guy who's
100
only played
games.
80 games. I tell you what, though, in some organizations it works out. I mean, I think he's still good, but he's chasing a lot more than he did last year. He has not really put a consistent hit streak or anything together, outside of like that first series in Cincinnati. And his, just like Meyer, is his average is hovering around the low 200s. And for a guy who is leading off most, that's just not going to cut it.
Yeah,
And I mean,
tr
just
go
going
ahead.
back defensively into left field, two of the worst throws you could probably ever put together as a professional major league outfielder were made by him this year.
Yeah. I think I texted you. He started wearing a sleeve on his arm, and it's those throws were so bad. It's like, are they hiding some sort of injury? And he's
Yeah.
not hitting. So maybe this wrist thing is enough to be like a reset, a rest. But God, I hate wrists. I hate them.
Yeah. Well, the bummer too is that he was so hot in the WBC. You just thought some of that was going to roll into the first part of the April, and he started the season 3 for 4 against the Reds, and you're just like, oh boy, here we go. And
Yeah.
then came to a screeching halt pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just hoping it wasn't they're not screwing with him by saying like, here, when it's a national TV game, it's your face and Aaron Judge's face. You know?
Yeah.
That's not quite the fair comparison.
I mean, to be honest with you, and if we're going off the way people have played in April or early May, you really should give that honor to Wilson Contreras, who probably being a all-star and a, vet has probably earned it a little more.
Right, right.
But
Um,
who knows, Tom? His hand, he got smacked in the hand the
yep.
last game against Tampa Bay. He had to be removed. Andrew Monasterio got a little early action, and that's scary. Don't need that.
No, I've alluded to it and I'm very scared that this might just be a MLB big inning season for us.
Oh boy, I hope not.
Which
I know
leads
exactly
me
what you mean by that. And for anybody who is out of the loop on that, that means Tom and I will pretty much pay attention to the Red Sox as they appear on the Major League version of Red Zone.
right. We will not be spending hours upon hours watching Nesson.
Because
Um,
after after the finals, whoo, there's a hole if the Red Sox are bad until OTAs start. And we haven't
well,
even talked about what's going on in Foxborough.
I know. Yeah. It's almost like one of those things that's we're going to react to whatever happens, whatever announcement is made. Um, and then we're going to move on with what's going on the field. Uh,
Yeah.
unless Tim wants to dive in. Tim can get some people on and start talking about boat rentals and things like that. But um, speaking of Major League Baseball big inning, the next part of our rundown I want to talk about are surprises.
Yeah, we did
Should
this
we
a little
start
bit
with the
last week.
Yeah, but we talked about like two things we liked,
Yeah,
but
true.
I want to touch on more stuff. And do you want to start with the good or the bad?
Let's start with the bad because if you look at a power rankings put out by anybody, it is really weird to see three of the bottom five teams being Philadelphia, the New York Mets, and the Boston Red Sox, and the Houston Astros.
Yeah, so we don't have to talk about the Red Sox struggling because we that's what we've been doing for
We've
the
done
last
it. We've
month.
touched on that.
Um, but my World Series, National League World Series pick was the New York Mets, and that's not happening.
No, not only is it not happening right now, that's not happening this year.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I was just kind of being like, maybe LA can't win three straight. So I was like, the Mets, they're spending all that money. They're 15 and 25. They're 12 and a half back from the Braves, who we'll get to. And what did they lose at one point? 12 straight?
Yeah.
And that was happening. They lost 12 straight. And as it was happening in April, I'm like, this is actually a big enough losing streak that your season's done.
Yeah.
Like, to flip that around, and they haven't played better. Like, I mean, they haven't lost 13 in a row, but still, you need to win two out of three the rest of the year.
Yes.
Like, you'd have to win like 15 straight series to
Yep.
shift that, and they're not. um Lindor's hurt. Juan Soto was hurt. They keep calling up people, and those people keep getting hurt. I think they called up um I forget his name, but they called up a shortstop to cover for Francisco Liriano, and
Lindor.
Lin, Lindor. I'm thinking of the pitcher, Francisco Lindor, and he got hurt. Ronnie Marciano, I think his
Yep.
name is,
Ronnie
and it's
Mauricio.
just Mauricio, and it's I don't know. They're bad, bad.
A
Um,
calamity.
Yeah. And then another team that you thought was going to be good that hasn't shown up is the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
They're
No
currently
kidding.
18 and 22, which isn't terrible, but
It's one game better
Vladdy's
than the
been,
17 and 23 Red Sox.
that's true. Vladdy, oh yeah, I guess you're right. It's like,
Barger just came back there. The pitching hasn't been great. The only guy who's been decent for the Blue Jays has been Akamoto.
yeah,
Um, they just haven't put it together yet. They got Dylan Cease, and everybody was like, the Blue Jays are going to win the AL again, the American League. And it just has not shifted into gear. And the problem, I mean, with the Red Sox too, the problem with the Mets is the Braves are so good. And the problem with the Blue Jays and Red Sox are the Rays and the Yankees are so good.
yeah. And can I just go back to a thing? Call me crazy.
I thought you
I've
were going to
ne
say, we don't have to talk about the Red Sox anymore.
um I've never been a Cease guy.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like with his stuff, he's talked
Can I give
about
you a
as
comp?
like a
Can I give you a comp?
go ahead.
Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, but Lawrence figured it out this year, Jack. Don't you remember Tim going crazy?
I mean, they've won the exact same amount of stuff. So I always
No,
think that when people talk about Trevor Lawrence as an elite quarterback, I'm like, maybe they're watching a different tape. You know,
yeah.
maybe they're footwork guys.
But if
Because
I look at it, let's see.
I mean, he's been in
I'm on
contention for Cy Youngs each of his like for a few seasons, but I
so
understand what you're
20
saying.
2022. He was really good. Like really good. 2.20 ERA, but that was an anomaly. And then you look, I don't know. I just feel like he he has like that good game where people are like, "Oh, Dylan Cease struck out so many guys." Like he strikes out 200 guys a year. I'll give him that. But I don't know. This year he's actually I should shut up because he already has a 1.4 WAR and he's very good this year. So, but personally just not a guy. Like I'm glad the Red Sox didn't go after him. Like
Happy with the Ranger Suarez move.
I remember being in a group chat and being the only one that said I don't like that the Red Sox just signed David Price, but you know, that was years ago. Like 10, but still. Um, okay, who else were we talking about? Um, Other bad teams. The Astros, you mentioned them. They're just bad.
Which is weird because Jordan will probably finish in the top five of MVP.
Yeah, he's fun to watch, and I hope he stays healthy because he's a guy that it's like he missed a month with a hamstring.
If you look, Jordan Alvarez is in his stance, in his stature, so close to David Ortiz. It's so fun to watch.
Yeah, he currently has 13 home runs and he's batting 318,
Hmm
422 OBP, 642 slugging. That's a OPS of
But it
1.065.
didn't, isn't it? Carlos Correa is missing the whole season now. Didn't he break his ankle?
He ruptured a ligament or a tendon taking batting practice
Hmm. And he's out for the year,
before a
right?
game. Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, it
Like it
sucks.
was yeah, it's not looking good for them. Hunter Brown's hurt. I'm pretty sure
Yep.
he's been hurt for a while. So they're just, mm-mm. But the division's not doing great either because the Mariners aren't playing well. The Mariners are doing their classic, well, we just wait till the weather warms up.
I was gonna say, we'll turn it on in July when everybody gets
19
back
and
from the All-Star
22.
break.
But because they're in the AL West, the Mariners are only 2.5 games back at
Of
19
who?
and 22.
The Rangers or the A's? The Rangers?
The A's and Rangers are ahead of them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the Rangers are 19 and 21, so that's a half game.
Oof.
And
See,
then
that's
the
what I mean. Like most of the teams are under 500 and except for like the Rays and the Yankees.
Yeah, and then that leads us to the other team struggling, and that's the Tigers, which we didn't get it after we recorded last week. In the middle of the week, Tarek Skubal was supposed to pitch against the Red Sox and had loose bodies in his elbow, and he won't be back till August.
Good thing he didn't pitch that extra game in the WBC.
Okay. They still made the finals.
Just saying.
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe the loose
It's a
bodies
good
got
thing that
loose
Dave
in the
Roberts took out Clayton Kershaw on his perfect game attempt that one time because I
his
think Kershaw got hurt a month later.
he his slider was flat.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I get it. But at the same time, it's like that's in the past now, and we're dealing with a no Tarek Skubal this season for 3 months.
Yeah, which sucks. Which also sucks for him because he was going to cash in big on his free agency. I mean, I still think he will, but
Yeah, that was a big topic of discussion that night. Um, or not that night. I think this was actually on Rates and Barrels. I was listening, and and they were saying, "Do you think he goes back and does that bridge year with the Tigers? Gets a good amount of money for a year, proves himself." But then someone brought up he still can pitch for 6 weeks and say, "I'm back, I'm healthy," because it's nothing structural. He had loose
no.
bodies.
And just, I get that it's not you positing that, But the fact that the two-time reigning defending Cy Young Award winner has to prove themselves for a big contract is such a
It's it's
billionaire
more about
owner thing
health.
to say.
It's more about health, you know?
I don't think that's true. Bogart's got a 10-year or like 12-year contract. I just think that you take your swing when you take your swing. If any team wants to add Tarek Skubal, they'd be silly not to.
Yeah, I get that, but he has only started 30 game before his
No
first Cy
baseball
Young
team's
year.
going to go broke giving Tarek Skubal $400 million.
Tell that to the billionaire owners that think they will.
Mm.
I'm just he's pitched in 31 games, then 29, 15, 31, 31, and now he'll probably end up with like 15 again. It's just one of those things. He he's healthy half the time, and that's something you have to consider when you're giving a 30-year-old a 7-year deal. Just a pitcher coming off an elbow surgery. That's all I'm saying. Um, let's see. There's a big exciting thing in the basketball game. Um, I think I can't really see it, but I think the Pistons are losing big. Um,
Oh, that would be different. They were,
oh, were they up big? Maybe I saw it
no,
backwards.
they weren't up big, but they were up.
Um,
They are 56 to 71. Cavs got real hot. 19-0 run to start the third quarter.
oh, that'll do it. So,
That will do it. Jeez Louise.
so now the good teams, and we'll breeze through this because it's getting late. Um, if anyone wants, oh, now my camera's moved. What the hell? Um,
You gotta
maybe it's
stop
just my.
eating a handful of gummies before you hop on this podcast.
I wish this would be all over the place. Like your camera. So the Rays just beat the Red Sox 2 out of 3. They're in first place in the American League East,
I
and
mean,
it is
sorry, go ahead.
is is so classic. I would have picked them to be last.
I don't think I would have picked them to be last. Um, but it is, I know Lou Merloni said it, for the two games that were on Nesson when the third was canceled, but they just have three really, really good hitters at the top of their lineup. And then the other six guys just do whatever it is, whatever they need to do to get on base and move over.
Hmm.
And they just play complete baseball. It's a fun team to watch, and it sucks because they play in division. And I don't really like Tampa Bay that much, but
Yeah, maybe it's being back at the Trop, being back at that lovely stadium.
I just
I
needed the
really,
vibes of the
I
old warehouse that was converted into a baseball field.
I really like Junior Caminero.
I
So,
texted you the other night, Tom. He had four at bats, all four times up. He hit the ball over 110 miles an hour. One was a David Ortiz style home run that just kept rising into the center field bleachers. Um, the other one was 115 off of Jake Bennett. Is that his name?
yeah,
And the other two were ground outs, and there was one other ground out at 112 and then a 110 mile an hour rocket off the monster.
I genuinely don't think I would feel the ball if it was going 112 miles an hour towards me.
It was a Shea Serrano tweet a couple years ago, maybe even longer than that, but he said, if I ever faced a batter throwing 100, I would set my back down and be like, oh no, is this what we're doing? No, of course not.
Yeah. Um,
I feel the same
that
way of standing 90 feet away from somebody hitting the ball 115 miles an hour at you.
Jesus. Uh, the A's are in first place in the AL West. The thing about them is I heard that they average 6 runs against them at their home park. I just
And ball
don't
flies out of
think
there.
I don't think you can keep it up. Like
No,
they're just like kind of that's all well and good. And Jack Wilson got hurt last night. Um,
Jacob Wilson.
Jake Jack
Jack Wilson's
Wilson
his
was
dad
on the Pirates.
and his father.
Um, but Jacob Wilson got hurt, and you can't if you're playing 81 games. and you're giving up 6 runs per game in those,
Hmm.
that's
No.
not math. That math doesn't math. Um,
Well, luckily, Tom, they apparently have the second coming of Barry Bonds with his patience at the plate in Nick Kurtz, who has been on,
yeah,
I think, 36 games in a row on
yeah,
base streak, or maybe it's higher.
I like Nick Kurtz. I'm a
He
fan
had
of just like,
tied a Bonds record of 20 games in a row with a walk, which, if you think about it, is crazy.
yeah, I remember hearing that, and I was like, that seems nuts.
20 games in a row to walk? I mean, you got to have a good understanding of the strike zone, especially now, where if it grazes a part of the strike zone, it is a strike. Have you seen the update they did in the show?
No.
It's basically the ABS update, where as if it touches a speckle of the zone, it's a strike, and you see some wild strikes called in Diamond Dynasty.
I'll have to play. I haven't been able to play because these damn kids don't go to sleep.
Don't say that too loud.
What?
What you just said.
What?
They'll
I
come out
can't play
like
video.
rockets right now.
Oh, I know. Well, what happened tonight was no, Thea fell asleep quick. Josie was dozing, 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 and I don't know if she was reaching for something or just fell out of bed and smacked her eye on the end
Oh
table.
my. That's a good
And
way to
then
cover up your abuse.
Jack, don't say that on a recording. Come
I
on.
just gotta
That's not
cut it.
even,
You can cut that out.
yeah, no, that's not a funny one. Um, Jesus. But her cry woke Thea up, and then Thea had like a nice 10 minutes of sleep to give her a boost of energy for another hour.
I'm up.
It's like that was good. Wow, I slept the whole night. Um, Real quick, other teams that are playing well. Uh, Padres are surprisingly in first place and the tied with the Dodgers. I just didn't think that
Yeah.
I thought they might trickle. It might slow down, but they have like the most dominant pitcher ever at close their games, so they can't lose.
Yep.
The guy is
Um,
unbelievable.
and they're good. I think they're just good, 1 through 9.
I I saw, hold on, I saw this interview where someone asked Matt Chapman, "What's the best fan chirp that you can like remember that like sticks with you?" Like, well, it wasn't much of a chirp. It was more of a I was batting against Mason Miller and a guy called out every pitch and I struck out, and that's exactly what he said I was going to do. And they showed the video. They were like, 104 right past your face. 104, Matt Chapman didn't swing. And then the fan goes, Slider, you have no chance, strikeout. And that's exactly what happened. It was awesome.
that is funny.
And I don't even think Tatis has played well.
They're
My
well
boy
enough.
Bogarts is having a nice little resurgence here.
Yep. And
It's
Manny Machado is the picture of consistency.
And he's a dude, and I know people here hate him because here at Pedroia's knee, but if you get over that and look at the fact that he is just consistently, as you said, been incredible, and he's just a Hall of Famer in waiting. And most importantly, something we bring up almost as much as the Mookie trade on this podcast, Don Orsillo. Did
Yeah.
you
Glad
hear?
that he's happy.
Did you hear his Gavin Sheets walk-off call?
Oh yeah.
Holy sheets. And the guy's got it. He just, when
Yep.
you have it, you know it. He is,
And you use it and you flex it and you use it.
it's like when he's announcing a walk-off of the San Diego Padres, it must have been what it was like to be a Bulls fan in the 90s. You
When
just know the guy's going to get it done.
I I went back and I watched something. It was the year they were hitting all the grand slams and they called themselves Slam Diego.
Yep.
And then it was a relief pitcher who had to have an at bat just because the bench was thin and the reliever hit a grand slam.
I remember that.
Go go out of your way to listen to the Don Orsillo call of that.
He is the best. All right. The NL Central, the entire division is above 500.
Just doing work. I think the only two teams, maybe you probably have it up there. How many American League teams are above 500?
One, two, three, four.
Okay, so more teams in the NL Central are above 500 than the entire American League.
I didn't even notice that. The fucking Chicago White Sox are in second place.
Yeah, hey,
Like I've
oh,
been staring at these and
Murakami
and
deserves your respect. You and
oh
every
yeah.
other international scout who said he was only worth like 15 million or whatever his contract is.
Yeah, he's awesome. And then the last team we have to talk about is the Atlanta Braves are better. They at one point it was they have not had this good of a start since 2000, and then it got to be like the 50s since they were
Yep.
this good. And that's Acuna's hurt and has been inefficient the whole year. This is unbelievable. Matt Olson's awesome. Michael Harris or the second's
Matt
awesome.
Olson is really good.
Drake Baldwin is
Drake
raking, and
Baldwin
then
might be legit.
I didn't like him the last few years, but Chris Sale needed to get away from Dave Bush, and he's awesome again.
I
Again
don't
after
get
he
it.
won a
Yeah,
Cy
we've
Young.
talked about that one. We've talked about that, how he had to leave Boston, but leaving and then immediately winning the Cy Young was a real kick in the soft stuff, being like, oh no, he doesn't stink. He just hates playing for this team.
Yeah. Um, I don't know him as a human being, but I blame Dave Bush. I have a lot of
Yeah,
animosity built up towards him. All right.
sure.
Well, Jack, we did it. It's damn near 10 o'clock at night, and you still have to edit this. So, um,
I do.
I know I do.
We got to cut
All
that
right.
child part out.
No, I'm not going to. I'm going to make everyone dislike you, but I do have
Why?
to cut
You're the
out the
one
middle
beating your
section.
kids.
Jack, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. One day people are going to listen to this podcast, and then
Yeah.
it's
And it's
instantly
going to
going to
be
be
in the middle
taken
of your
down.
Senate run.
Oh, that ship has sailed. Although, you start in public relations for DHHS and then you move up. Who knows? Who knows? All right, Jack. See you
Yeah,
later.
I've seen the Adjustment Bureau. I know how it goes.
I haven't seen that. That
It's
that
good.
was boring. Is it?
No, it's
I,
good.
I
Yeah.
I haven't seen it since high school. I thought every movie was boring in high school. Like
Your
legitimately,
your teenage angst.
I watched movies again, and I'm like, why the hell did I think that? Like, I didn't like There Will Be Blood. I saw it in the theater, and then I was like,
Yeah.
the
When
hell
I
is
saw it in the
wrong with
theater, I
me?
didn't like it. It wasn't until years later I saw it and I'm like, this is actually a really good movie.
Yeah, yeah. Everything was boring to me.
I
All right.
think Paul Thomas Anderson movies are wasted on teenagers. I don't think they understand the moral complexities he's trying to lay out.
Yeah, I think he makes grown-up movies.
Yeah.
Although, am maybe I have to watch it again, and I saw it as a grown-up. People call The Master a masterpiece, and that didn't work for me. I'm
No, I did
sorry.
not like that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Nor Inherent Vice. So the
I don't
Joaquin
know that I know
Phoenix
that
is
one.
like, oh, he's like a PI and he's high all the time. But again, maybe I need to sit in the quiet of my house. So what's that at like 4 in the morning and watch it. All right, Jack, now we really have to go. Stop talking.
All right, Tom, bye.